Hi, guys. Welcome back to the 4 Degrees podcast with Precious and I,
Hey.
Philip. We're back without a guest today,
Yes.
but we have ourselves, which is great. Um, Actually, very exciting. It's been a super eventful week.
Yeah.
It was Easter recently.
Yeah.
What were you up to?
Hot cross buns.
Hot cross buns.
And
Ah,
tea.
I didn't have one. I didn't even have one.
No, it's not allowed. It's not. Get it now.
Wha-
Get the last hot cross buns. They're gonna
Aren't
be
they
because
like
next.
old now?
No,
Okay. Talking food waste.
they
too.
no. They're about to be phased out.
Okay.
Like they're done. They're gonna stop baking them soon.
Okay.
So
Okay.
get your hot cross buns.
Tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Tomorrow morning with some pickled fish.
Oh no, I haven't tried it.
Okay. Me neither. I've always wanted to do it. You know, like in Germany has a big like pickling culture,
Really?
including pickling fish, but it's like a bit different.
Who does it? Is it mostly like your older aunts who
Um,
do it, or it's like a family thing?
yeah, that's a good question. I don't recall anyone ever like actually pickling fish. It's usually like herring, like fillets of
Mhm.
fish, and then you, I guess someone pickles them, and then
Okay.
you just like buy like a roll, put the fish on the roll,
And then
like
have it.
some raw onion, and just eat it as a sandwich. No butter, no mayonnaise,
Just
no
like that.
frills. Yeah,
Nah, guys, we need to talk about your seasoning.
yeah,
But yeah, I was asking this because we're going to talk about things that people do together.
yes. That's actually such a great segue.
Yeah.
Things that people do together, but also things that people do alone.
Yeah.
Something else that I wanted to bring up,
Mm-hmm.
just very briefly, because we're really going into the depth of what, I guess, community,
Yeah.
social cohesion mean for resilience in
Mhm.
a changing climate.
Yeah.
There's something happening very recently that a couple of people did alone.
Yeah.
They weren't alone. There
Yeah.
was 5 of them. This week, and they were like really, like, together but really alone. Can you guess what I was thinking? Yeah.
The four of them. It's four of them,
Is
right?
it 4? Okay, I thought it was 5. Yeah.
It's four of them. The fifth is the set the thing
Okay,
that they're using.
but
The
what?
Atomus?
Yes, Artemis 2. People were in space again.
Are they still
And
in space?
they're in
Probably.
space still. Yeah, for a couple of more days.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
clearly there are people who don't think they were in space.
Oh yeah.
But
Conspiracy.
but we've seen great images
Mhm.
that the crew took of the moon and the Earth,
Yeah.
and it reminds me of this iconic photography that was taken in 1968,
Yes.
Earthrise. I guess like everyone will have seen this
Yeah.
photo, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the first time that we've really seen Earth in color.
From a distance, yeah.
If you were like, looking like it was rising behind the moon, I
Mm.
believe. Yeah. It wasn't the first color photography of Earth from outer space.
But it was beautiful.
Yeah,
It is a beautiful picture.
yeah, very iconic. And I guess that time it reminded people of like how fragile Earth and our environment, nature
Mhm.
is, and it was
Mhm.
really also, I wouldn't say the birth, but it really fueled fossil fueled
Fueled.
the environmental movement
Yeah.
across the globe, and specifically in the US, who
Mhm.
at that time really advanced in progressing environmental litigation,
Yeah.
legislation. Litigation wasn't much of a thing then, but it was actually quite a progressive time.
Mhm.
And now I've
Mhm.
seen a lot of rollback.
Yeah.
What
And
does that give you? How do you feel when
About-
you think of like environmental legislation being rolled back, standards
Yeah.
for pollution falling, mercury levels have been waived for a lot of coal power plants in the U.S. How does it make you feel?
sad.
Hmm.
It makes me feel sad, maybe because of also now because of the state that I'm in of watching these four people, iconic people,
Mm.
doing this, going far away and like showing us that we are like, in as much as we put ourselves in countries and continents and groups and all of those things, we are like one thing. And like we are one thing and we're in one thing. So we have to protect that one thing that we have. The sadness is coming from the fact that when another country chooses to do its own thing as if it's not part of the one thing, when that picture is shown, we don't see America on the other side, or Zimbabwe on the other side, or South Africa on the other side. We see it as one sphere. Flat earthers, the earth is not flat. We see it as one sphere that is so beautiful that we're all trying to protect.
Love how we're like debunking all the myths today.
It's not flat. We can see from that picture.
Yeah.
And I feel sad because of that. Like, someone decides to be out of the sphere, and then we all suffer for that.
Yeah.
So I feel sad about that. Basically, that's all I feel. And
Do you feel like powerful? Do you feel you can change something, or I guess is it? Yeah. What do you think you can? Is there anything you can do?
It's a deep episode. I think I can. I like the statement of you can change the world day by day, step by step, from which I think then comes from like it's act locally, think globally. That I will act locally, but I'm thinking to protect globally. So I always feel like I can change the world, and I think we are changing the world right now by speaking about these things, putting the information out there. You're doing your part, which then comes together as like it then connects. You do your part, we'll have one goal, and then we...
Yeah.
So, I feel like I can change the world.
That's great. It was such a... We could almost stop on that note.
Right?
So positive. I love this. No, but I do remember, even in primary school, Germany in the 90s, very ecologically aware, I guess. So our teacher was writing exactly that sentence on the board. We're like, what does it mean? Clearly, it was in German at that time.
Yeah. Can you say it in German?
Global denken, lokal handeln.
Yeah, we have some foreign on the podcast, guys, and that's it. I just like it when someone speaks the language that I don't really know, or I don't know. And then I'm like, yeah, it sounds deeper also when you speak it in your own language, eh?
Like in a philosophical sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, but I guess what I was trying to get at is that you've already, I guess, you've taken a step ahead, right? So you've talked about your sadness and I was hearing a bit of frustration out there.
Yes.
But you actually you said that you think like everyone can actually there's hope, right? But there's a long way to get there.
Yes,
and
a very much long way.
Yeah, so we've, I guess, to get there we have to overcome exactly that sadness and this feeling of despair, and that really only exists because of, the changes to our environment, and a lot of people suffer from that. And I must say, a lot of times I'm also when I'm doing my research, and I've been doing a lot of interviews with experts in the field of climate risk and biodiversity, and usually my last question is, how do you keep going? It feels like such a struggle.
Yeah.
And everyone has a really positive answer to that, but
to get
a lot of people don't, and it requires constant work. So I want to ask you, Precious, and I've got to look at my phone here.
I was going to go deep.
Yes. What is solastalgia?
Solastalgia. It's a state of something.
It's a state of something, of the mind, maybe. Yes. And I want to read it out for you.
Yes.
It's the distress and isolation caused by a destroyed or changed home environment.
Okay.
And I've only learned this word yesterday. I didn't know
I've
it
learned it
was.
today.
You
Now.
learned it today. Now.
Right now.
Great. Don't forget it.
Distress and
Distress and isolation caused by a destroyed or changed home environment. So I guess it speaks to, from a climate change perspective, situations where the environment wherever you're from changes, is perhaps threatened or impacted by a climate
yes.
climate change exacerbated event, an extreme event potentially. And it also speaks to how important home is for individuals, because apparently if there's a term for it, it means that it affects a lot of people.
A lot of people,
right?
It affects a lot of people. That word, I'm assuming, it actually came from the impacts of climate change that are so big. There is this. I took a screenshot of this picture that, you can only. It's only a matter of time when you're reading about climate change impacts and floods, droughts, destruction of things, hurricanes and stuff like that. You're reading it from your phone until you're looking at it in real time.
Yeah.
And oftentimes we read about it and then immediately never think of there is someone who's actually going through solastalgia, right? Solastalgia, whose house, home was destructed and they're in distress.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think it came from that. Definitely
and that, I guess, can make you anxious too. So I'm also trying to point at here. There are a lot of ways that people react to a changing environment, specifically or again exacerbated by climate change.
Yes.
Because our environments have been changing quicker than in the past, and it will continue to be like that. We'll be most likely, even with the current trajectories of warming, look at significant changes to the environment and nature as we know it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are experiencing what can be called eco-grief. So you're suffering, actually. You're sad about the destruction or the changes to your environment, the negative changes. Or you're anxious about climate. So there's the term climate anxiety, right?
Yeah.
Where you maybe feel powerless of what's happening.
Yeah. Or where we're going to go.
Yeah.
Like, when is it going to be my town?
Yeah. And what does it mean for me, for anyone? And I must say it affects me too. And then if you're in a space like that, what would you want to do?
What would I want to do if I'm in a space
if you feel sad, if you feel anxious about, not necessarily only about climate, but what's the first thing you'd want to do?
I'm going to speak from a place of privilege because I have community, which is the privilege I'm talking about.
So, okay. Yeah.
So I will probably say, I think I would handle it a bit better than someone who doesn't have community. But this is me speaking from a place of privilege, the privilege being my community.
Yeah. So what would you do? Well, you're already mentioning community, which is great.
I would work with my community to get through if it's a distraction, to get through the distraction, to get to a safe space, if there is need for us to get in a safe space. If it means that we have to, for example, if it's a drought, then obviously there's no food, but we'll work together as a community to get through the whole drought season and stuff like that. But like I said, it's privilege.
But even now, I guess for a lot of people, when they don't feel comfortable, or suffering, I guess in this case, even actually from a mental health challenge or condition. I don't want to make it I guess medicinal in a sense. But you want to talk to someone.
Yes,
right?
Yes, I definitely want to talk to someone.
Yeah, who understands you and who can maybe comfort you.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. For a lot of people, as you said, this is not the case.
Yeah.
And it might not be, there's a lot of research that has been done, but a lot of research that hasn't been done yet.
Yeah.
you may even have a community, but that community doesn't understand where you're coming from, what
Then
your
you
grief
have,
is.
I don't know what to call it.
They
What's
might
the
not,
word for that?
yeah, they might not
Get
understand climate change in the way that you
You
do, or
do.
that you worry about it. They haven't been exposed to it. There may be a lack of climate literacy.
it. Yeah.
So there can be community, but the community might not be supportive in your
No, yeah.
case, right?
Yeah. If you remember, there was a Guardian article one time that mentioned
The British newspaper.
yeah, the Guardian newspaper.
Yeah.
They had, was it a newspaper, newsletter, because it was online.
A blog.
A
No,
blog.
do people still use blogs? I wonder.
But they had asked a number of climate scientists about how they felt
Oh,
about the
yes.
thing.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
Even. Yeah.
And some of them were like, at this rate, I am not going to have kids. Or at this rate, I am just waiting for like destruction. I don't have hope. Some were like, yeah, I think if we do this, if we do that, if we do that. And I can imagine that it's exactly what you're saying, that you will be in a community that that they don't get it. And those climate scientists are like the world climate scientists, and they're in the world that's not getting it. And then they feel...
Yeah. So that's why I guess
yeah.
for various reasons. So we at the institute, and we've heard this from Fred the other day and his team, how like research are actually trying to advance climate literacy, and I guess in that sense also provide for community.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, that feeling of solitude or loneliness is like engraved in all those mental health challenges or situations. And climate change is actually making this worse. So, or causing certain mental health issues. And that loneliness is on the one hand made worse by climate change. So actual conditions are getting worse.
Yeah.
And in case of a climate of an impact of a climate, if you will, like an actualization of a climate risk event, like an extreme event.
Yes.
Loneliness can make things a lot worse for you, or like loneliness being alone, actually feeling alone, not having community, can make things worse.
Yeah.
In a heat wave, when you, for example, live alone, if you don't have a community around you, you might not be able to go outside to see your friends. You might then also not be able to call someone, for example. You have no one to check on you if it's getting, or whether it's getting too hot at your place. Things like that. Or during a flood.
Yeah.
No one might check in on you.
Yeah.
Things like that. So there's actual physical risk involved there as well. There's both a mental health and a physical
health. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I get, It's so, it's like what do they call it? I don't want to call it a pathway, but cascading.
It's cascading
Effects.
and compounding.
And compounding, whereby I'm already in a state of needing something or needing someone, and then comes an extreme event.
Yeah.
Or I'm in a state, I can imagine, like we talked about it again on another episode where we talked about how you are on your way to work and then the heat is like there. You're there alone. Some people were doing certain things when it was hot and there was so much traffic. They were playing games or they were doing this, but you're in the car alone. Imagine.
Yeah.
You're in the car alone and it's hot. It's like really hot. You can't like even entertain yourself. It would be nice to just say the heat is like really bad to someone next to you.
Yeah.
I would.
You'd be like, yo, it's hot.
It's hot, and then we just go, yo, sure, ish, and then it's fine. At least you had someone to talk about how hot it is.
Yeah.
But now you don't have anyone. Already you're in a state of loneliness because I'm not saying that always being alone is bad, but you're in a state of loneliness, and then comes something that
Yeah.
even makes you feel more alone, or
Yeah,
that makes it
because
worse.
I guess loneliness and being alone is also different, right? You can be
Yes.
alone by choice.
Yes.
You know, you might want to do stuff alone, but you can choose to be not alone anymore. Theoretically, but yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah, there is a lot. And now that you're talking about, we talked about community and the community not getting you, but also sometimes it can be that you don't even have the community to like tend to. And now you are literally alone and lonely
Yeah,
and in danger.
yeah,
It only makes it worse.
yeah. No, 100%. It's a very very high risk, and I'm from. Uh, Again, I'm putting on my German lens now
Okay.
for some
We always like a
rough statistics.
yes.
So we've seen a steady and quite significant increase of single individual households in
Yes.
Germany,
Yes.
and this is true for a lot of
It's true even for
Central
South
Northern
Africa, yeah.
European countries, maybe for South Africa, and that's, I guess, we don't want to like open, I guess, Pandora's box. Well, we have to be fair.
Let's just do it.
But it's it's a, if you will, or you could argue that it's a consequence of capitalism at the end of the day. It's like supposed to be like taking individualized decisions, there's like a systematic element about being an individual rather than being a community, right? So now this is kicking us in the butt because now people are alone and facing exorbitant or growing climate risks, and I'm seeing this as well with my parents, for example, who live alone, and sister has a kids, but once the kids move out,
she's gonna be alone.
I'm living alone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you are leaving alone.
Yeah.
How do you? Okay, actually, let's get personal. How did you handle the heat that day?
Not
saying that you needed someone, because I mean,
yeah.
But how did you handle the heat? Were you at home alone, or did you go outside to like get like go to the beach? That heat could not even allow you to go to the beach.
I'd probably go to a supermarket because it has AC.
Cold chain.
Yeah.
In Woolies.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, it's a good question. I don't really think I've figured this out for myself. I personally, I don't have a game plan what to do when it's hot, because the beach usually
it's too hot for the beach.
It's too hot for the beach. You can't be like sitting in the water. Also, that probably doesn't really shield you from the sun, getting from the potential heat stroke. So yeah, me personally, I would probably say I'm underprepared for
which
that.
Also gives you anxiety. It gives me anxiety sometimes when I'm like, am I prepared for the heat? That day, obviously, I knew it was going to be really hot. I checked the weather for like the next day.
And I imagine you don't have a smartphone. You may not be listening to the radio for whichever reason.
It just hits you.
You don't have someone coming past and saying like, "Oh, by the way, it's going to be really hot." Yeah. So it's an interesting like infrastructure element there too, right?
Yeah.
Thinking about from an adaptation point of view, I guess that's what we are looking at the lab too. Like,
yes,
what are the things we can do to, in that context, actually try to mitigate those effects that loneliness or being alone means from a climate risk perspective.
Yeah.
Will there, you could imagine regular check-ins of vulnerable populations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have some
I'm running out of ideas.
Yeah, do you have like sometimes have ideas? I have this idea of always constantly making people computer climate literate, but also making people connect. not necessarily because of climate change, but connect just to have someone that you can connect with, that you can trust, talk to, share random facts with. It's not even climate
like
change.
us.
Yeah, like us. Like
Yeah.
I will go like, did you see what happened there?
Yeah.
What do you think? Like stuff like that. I think bring back, what are they called? They were called community halls, where people would go, like community halls, where people would go and like hang out there on a Saturday, share some food,
Yeah.
share some stories, go back home. Do that the next week. Do that the next week. Bring your children.
Yeah.
Play around on a park and everything, and not like do things isolated. I would want to say bring back connecting with people,
Yeah.
not necessarily on the lens of climate change, because I think to tackle some of the climate change impacts, especially on mental health, it's like it has to be in the things, in like the everyday things that we do.
Yeah.
For example, how we tackle climate change and fashion, or climate change and waste. You would say, okay, go thrifting and everything. It's like you have changed the way you shop,
Yeah.
but it's not necessarily in the climate change. So I would say for that, so that in the end, if something really is bugging you, which, like you said, that loneliness only is made worse by certain things, by certain impacts, you would be in a better spot to call someone, to reach out to someone, to check on someone. They'll think of you. They'll think of like, you know what, we should check on Aunt so-and-so who's over 60.
Aunt Precious.
Aunt Precious,
Yeah.
who's over 75. Let's go check on her, because we know like the heat is like really bad for her. We should check on this. Or even if, let's take for example, a flood is coming. Of course, the first response in an emergency is to take care of yourself and then take care of others after you've taken care of yourself. But you always think of someone. You will direct the emergency services to exactly the place that they need to be, because you have that person constantly in constant contact with them. Other than, I have a neighbor, I don't even know his or her name.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're there or not.
Yeah, 100%. That's what happens a lot of times when you live in an apartment block.
Yeah.
For example, you just
They would die,
don't know
and
your
you
neighbor.
will see the ambulance or the people who come, and then they'll be like, yeah, we're looking for someone. You're like, I don't know, I haven't seen her at the line for like 5 months.
Yeah. I also don't know their name.
I also don't know their name. Oh, that's their name. Imagine they go like, yeah, her name
Yeah.
is Sarah, and you're like, oh, that's her name.
Yeah.
I didn't know her
And
name.
it's like,
So I would say, yeah,
they were so sweet when I saw them last.
when I saw them last, when we were walking
Yeah.
in the passage or something like
But
that.
you're mentioning a couple of great like, I guess, like adaptation ideas. We call them adaptation, which sounds so like technical, right?
Yeah, when you say adaptation, like it's really
I guess we
technical.
would call it like this, and from an academic perspective.
Yes.
Yeah, community, getting together, and of course that's easier said than done. You know, when you're anxious, there may be a reason why you're not connecting to others.
Yes.
So
There's
just
many
like
reasons,
putting
yeah.
out, a community event, whatever form of community,
Yeah.
probably won't help much.
Yeah, I
But-
won't show up.
Yeah, so you have to like even like then think further. So it's super complex.
Yeah,
as well.
it's complex.
But other thing you mentioned is going to the park, playing with kids in the park.
Yes.
Do you know what, according to research, and there's one paper who explored this. I'm not going to say it's true for everyone, but according to that paper, what the minimum amount of time is that you'd have to spend in, I'm going to call it nature park, some like green space,
Yes.
per week to measurably decrease or improve your mental health. Sorry, I can't whistle.
Why
I was
did
trying
I-
to do the Jeopardy melody.
Would I say? No.
That
Is
was
it
horrible.
hours? Is it hours? Is it an hours?
You can say hours or minutes. Both works in this case.
A week. You said
In a
per
week.
week.
Per week.
Per
Yeah.
week. I want to say 3 hours.
Fair enough. fair enough.
I want to say 3 hours divided,
Yeah.
however you want to divide it. Maybe
Yeah.
do hour, or
Yeah, yeah,
30,
yeah.
30, 30.
Yeah. It's 120 minutes, 2 hours.
Oh,
It's not
it's not
it
even
doesn't
a lot
even
of
sound
time.
that much. But now think about the time per week that you spend in a green space. Do you make it to 2 hours? And probably UCT doesn't count. There are some trees here, right?
The mountain
There's
counts.
sort of the mountain counts, yeah. Seeing the mountain probably also counts
Actually, seeing,
to some extent.
yeah.
So just
I walk a lot
think about it. You walk a lot. Do you walk through green spaces or do you walk on the road?
on the road where there's trees.
Okay, fair enough.
Is
Maybe
it a
that
green
counts.
space?
That's 50%. Doing that, you need 240 minutes per week.
Yeah, I need more time. I walk a lot.
Yeah.
But also, no, I don't think I spend that much time in a green space.
Yeah.
I
So what
actually
we
don't. But in Zim, I do.
okay.
In Zim is literally at home. I'm in
Yeah.
a green space.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, that sounds lovely. So there's an initiative, actually, I'm thinking about it just now. This is called Park Run. Have you ever heard of this?
Yes, park
Yeah.
runs.
Park Run. We investigated park runs in like a group class exercise last year in our urban ecology class. And we did surveys with park run runners. So Park Run is this initiative, I believe it's probably, you could say it's an NGO. It's an initiative where people come together worldwide to do like a little run or walk in the park every once a week or something, Saturday morning. Yeah. And there's research and we've looked at that too. It's like how does it make people feel? Why do you join those events? And for a lot of people, it was community. For a lot of people, it was a nature experience. But actually, for most, it wasn't like physical exercise, but it was community.
Yes.
And then tying that to like being in a green space.
It's
That's
like
so great.
2 birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
So-
now that I'm thinking about community halls, I'm like, yeah, we actually do have places that people meet to have community. There's a lot of run clubs.
Yeah.
In Cape Town, there's a lot of run clubs.
Yeah. And
There's a lot.
That's excluding people like me who don't want to go running. So
What should we give you
I know
guys?
you're an avid runner, Precious. But
I walk. I always tell
park
people
walk.
I walk a lot. Like, if there was marathons for walking, but at your own pace,
yeah,
I would walk.
not those like
Not
There's
the
the power walker.
not the power walk.
Okay.
That's running, basically. I always tell people you're running. You're just not lifting your food, but you're actually running. Because I can imagine if, they'll probably be less fast than a person who's running a marathon at a constant speed. But I walk a lot, and it helps me. It helps me physically. It also helps me like clear my. I would rather walk than run, but run clubs have been a thing. There's also some trending things that people are now doing of like painting together in a park, or painting together as a group or as groups. But there's also a big thing of like what they would call like sip and paint, where people come together. You invite random. You just create an event of sip and paint, and then make it like limited people. Say come and then do the sip and paint, and then you paint together. There's community there, but there's also you doing something that clears your mind, like painting, like doing certain things. And I think that's also part of like really getting into, people are just looking for community, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's sad that it's an adaptation idea of like, okay, we need people to stop being alone, and then
Stop being alone.
Stop being alone, like isolating. Alone in the isolation sense, like isolating yourself because of this, and that.
Yeah.
But the climate crisis and mental health is such a deep, but also very crucial topic that people have to explore or research on.
Yeah.
Because only then will we be able to imagine we get to the part of really agreeing on doing things right, mitigating certain things and everything, but everyone is just so lonely.
not necessarily only lonely, right? This, I guess, as I said, like can make things worse.
Yeah.
But there are actual mental conditions that are being studied that arise just from the imagination of climate change,
Yeah.
and the thought of the pathway we're walking on.
Mm.
So yeah, I guess another example of how I guess climate change is really affecting like all parts of our lives.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we're thinking climate change, it's getting warmer. What does it mean for our environment,
Mhm.
for the sea level,
Yeah.
etc. We don't necessarily think of human health if it's not tied to environmental degradation or extreme weather events, for example. So yeah, it's something that really it's really a big thing and needs to be explored further. Good thing is there's ways, I guess, to tackle that issue, and community is something that I guess everyone really as humans enjoys.
Yeah.
So
It's also
it
good
shouldn't
that
be a
we
big
see
step.
it. Yeah. It's always good that we see it.
Yeah.
Which is something that I can't believe I'm saying this. I really appreciate about research. It's difficult.
I thought you were about to say church.
No, research. Oh, church is community.
Right.
That's the reason why I said
Yeah.
privilege. Speaking from a place of
there
privilege.
are so many ways of community.
So many ways. But I was talking about like research. Research is very difficult for a researcher to do research. But you find that we now have people who are taking so much time to get into like those things that have not been explored, like climate change and mental health.
Yeah.
As much as it is very complex, people are taking time to connect the dots. As much as it is difficult, there is so many things that affect mental health, but to always tie it then to climate change and try to see that, that's like, it's beautiful for people to do that. And that's really one thing I like about research, that you always look for gaps. In as much as people say, why are you always looking for gaps? These gaps are the gaps that actually need to be filled, and it's very important. So
ending on a hopeful note here.
Yeah. On a hopeful note,
as you said, I mean,
as we started.
Yeah. No, and it's great to hear, the stories that really kept me going in my research too. That everyone who works in that space and like I guess others as well try to see the glass half full rather than empty. It's it can be difficult at times, but there's.
What do you want to tell people about social connectedness? What would you advise people?
I'm probably the wrong person to say that, but
no, you're the right person.
I think just and would have probably made this like a suggestion to everyone who's watching. Think of like the ways you engage with community, like you might want to, and we can bring this up in the next episode or at a later time. But I think you've mentioned a couple of great examples of how we could connect, and I think it's extremely important, and we tend to forget.
Give us suggestions in the comment section, and when you subscribe, comment exactly what you think we should do to adapt to climate change in the sense of mental health. Okay.
Yeah, no, great. Thank you so much again for tuning in. On a hopeful note, we'll see you next week.
Yes.
And stay safe and sane.
Bye.
Bye, guys.